The next thing I want to do now, I want to define, when I click the portfolio, it's going to go into the sample page. As you see, hello world here. I want to change this so this goes to my intro page. And I want the blog page as the post page. And to do these things, we'll go into settings. And I think it's reading. Yes. So we'll just put it static page. Front page will be, as I said, the intro, and post page will be blog. So we'll just save that. And I'll do a refresh. When I click this now, it's going to go to intro page. And when I click the blog, it goes into the post, and the post will be included in the blog page. So the next thing I want to do now, I want to add the bluish or grayish color to the, instead of the white background here. And I've opened this page up in Chrome, and Chrome has a really nice feature. You right click and do inspect element, and inspect the element, you can just check out different elements. So we'll go into body here, and I can see the CSS for it. Here it says background color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this whole row and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go into my custom style CSS. There's no need to copy the whole style.css file. I've just done so because it will help me change the things I need to change here. So we have the body section, and right in here, I'll just do it, paste it in, and we now have the background color. I'm going to save it. I'll go here and I'll do a refresh. And now you can see the bluish, light blue color. So this is a really good way of changing things. So you can go on a web page and you can just do inspect element, and you can check out the CSS and just go in and modify your own site then. So the next thing I want to do, I'm going to go into the custom style CSS, and I want to go down to the sidebar section. And I think it's fairly far down here. Oh, here's also the site description. So this is something I'm going to hide away. I don't believe it's in the framework for the basic theme. So I want to just hide this way. I'll keep it in there, but I just want to hide it. So here's the site description. So add a code display none. And that means, as it's in the name, it's not going to display. Saved it and do a refresh, and there it's gone. So I'm just going to continue further down here. There are different sections for the different areas of the web page. Here you can see the main navigation, the one on the top, and I'm not going to change that. I'm just leave that as it is. But I can learn from what tags it uses, or here you can see there's different tags further on the page. Because I can use some of these tags and just change them in the sidebar section if I need to. So I'm just scrolling down to sidebar section, because that is where I need to make the changes. So here we have the sidebar section. I'm going to go back to the web page. And I'm going to look at the different sections here. Here's the left nav. So open that up. Here's current page. I'm going to go specific into each button. So here's the left nav. We have a lot of things going on here. We have a background color. We also have there's a color for the text. We have padding, letter spacing, a lot of different things. So I'm just gonna copy this whole thing here. And add ULA. So I'm going to change this to widget. ULA. A is then the active button or the regular button. And I'm just going to save it. Go here and do a refresh. And here I changed all the buttons. And I'll go back. And I see there's also a current page area here. So I'm just going to copy that. Paste it below here. And I see there's no current page here. So I'm going to go up to main navigation. Let's see, a little bit too far up. And look for current page. So I see this section right here for current link. And scroll down again to sidebar. Here's the new current page I want to use. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change this and write widget. And I'm going to cut this out and paste it in here. So I add in this section, and I like to write down the things I add into it. And we'll save and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, this is a little bit darker and the others here. So this is then the current page. But I can go in and make some modifications to that then. And here it says current page hover. That means when I'm over here, it turns a little bit white, and we can see that with the code here, FFF is white. And I can turn it to, for instance, black. So there's not a lot of hover effects here, and that I can just modify and turn black instead. I can have list style none, which takes away the line. So what I can do make some modifications, and I'll just show you what I did. Okay, I clean it up a little bit. So I have a hover effect, and current link has a blue background, and this is the hover effect. So the effect is pretty nice, but they are still fairly wide. I would like to make them smaller. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to further up here. And what I forgot to do, I forgot to add it. And I'm going to go to structure. I'm going to change this to something else. So we're going to change it to 750. And the sidebar, it is content area to the right of the sidebar. And the sidebar area, we're going to change that to 180. And we're going to see what happens. Do a refresh. And let me try that again. Sidebar, let's see, 150. And now you can see they're a little bit smaller. If I want it even smaller than that, so that means there's a greater width here. So I can change this to 780 perhaps. And we'll see what happens with the page. So these tabs are smaller, the links, the buttons. This is maybe a little bit closer. I'll take it even wider, 800. So now the text is even closer to here. And that looks okay. Buttons might be a little bit small. So we'll change that a little bit. And we'll change the content to 780. Okay, that looks okay. And I can modify other things later on if I want to. But I just want to put in the things I've changed, so I can go back and see the changes I've done. So I'm okay, put that in there too. Okay, we'll save it. And that's it for now.